Kia ora and welcome back to Mount Smart 2. If you've been with us already all day, well, you know what the drill is. This is an overcast Mount Smart 2, and this is the major semi-final, in fact, the minor semi-final, apologies. The Pirates against the Bears, the winner through to the Fox Memorial Championship final. And any thoughts here, Rusty, as we await the arrival of the teams?
Again, back online now. Yeah, but Point Shear, once again, very consistent this year, top of the table. And as you've already mentioned, too, the Rukutai Shield minor championship winners. The only big loss they've had this year has been to Mount Albert. And Mount Albert have gone now. But it is one apiece between them and Glenora. Glenora, again, one of the only sides that's managed to upset them. 18 games and only 2 losses.
Okay, and look, interestingly for the Pirates, you see Kevin Locke starting as the halfback today. Kevin Locke, of course, with NRL experience. Dylan Moses will be in 6 today. And we've got Celine Kapawa, Latu and Paoliki, of course, in the front row as well. Great to have your company here this afternoon. It's already been a really exciting few games as well. Malo Solomona, he'll be in the squad in jersey number 3. 4 is Francis Ledger, and out wide Matty Faitatoa. On the bench today, we'll also have Tevin Arona, Jeremiah Pine, Soane Hufanga, and Satua Sawa with Zane. Pocklington is the coach of the squad, the Point Chevalier Pirates, and of course they've had a wonderful season once again. They took out the Rukutai Shield. Here are the Bears for today's match. Bernie Perenara is looking after them today. 8 is Swape Kavaliku with Kurt Bernard, the other bookend. Zach Tippins in the middle. Raelu, Lawaki, Manukia are the engine room. Kingi, Tuarai through the squad as well at the back with Takalua. We're about to get underway. This is Glenora playing from left to right with the point shared Pirates in the distinctive green and white running right to left. Let's get the action underway. Phil Kingi's responsibility there. And we'll start to get the warm-up as the big Point Chevalier forwards come rolling through. And first take successful enough for them. And we'll stick with the big number 9 as well for the Pirates.
Slinger Kapawa there. Strong prop on the right-hand side for the Point Chevalier Pirates.
Get up! Here, boys! Wait! Go! 3. Is that 3? Off the legs! Here, fellas. Go! 4.
Atai Ricky there on the right side for Point Chevalier Pirates.
Outside! Yes, mate.
Kevin Locke, it's a nice deep kick here for the end set. A good set from Point Chef to open the game up there. Very tidy, very clean set there.
Wait! Go! 1. Okay.
And Glenora now looking to bring it out of their red zone.
Tavita, on me. Wait!
So Kingi playing dummy half for the Glenora Bears. And Bernie Perenara, coach of the Glenora Bears this year, coming across after a couple of years with Richmond.
Yeah, it's great to see him giving such wonderful service to the game. So I'm with you for a moment, Corey Rossi. I've watched these teams go around for most of the year. What stands out for you in the build-up here as we get into the early stages of the game?
Yeah, one thing with Glenora, it's all about their middles. They've got a big side for the likes of Swape, Kavaleku, Eplahami, Lawaki. They're a huge side in the middle of the park. And for Point Chevalier, just super professional in everything they do. Their kick chase is always on point. Their edge defence really strong. It's going to be a great clash.
So now the Pirates in possession across the top
Hang on, mate. Harmony, wait here.
for Glenora.
Creeping forward.
Yeah, 2 hulking powerful forward packs here going head to head.
Hang on.
You should see a very, very exciting game of league today, Dale. You see Dylan Moses there playing half on the right edge.
Get up! Last one!
Not in his usual 13 lock position.
Wait! Go!
With the retirement of Jeremiah Pye. There was definitely a vacancy there that they needed somebody of his experience to take the reins there.
Kevin, ball over,
Even
mate.
though he was a 40, he does have the skills to play in the half position.
Wait, mate,
Kevin
wait.
Locke with a chip over the top there.
Wait there. Where you go, buddy?
Dani Manukia with the play the ball.
12, give him space. Here, Tavita, wait for me. Wait! Wait!
And it's Glenora who have it 25 metres out from their own line. Kurt Bernard takes it forward and is wrapped up about 15 metres short of the halfway.
Gotta be quicker, mate.
And the kick towards the southern touchline now. Remember the winner here through to the grand final of the Fox Championship for 2017.
Just wait here, Davida. Good work so far. Hang on, fellas. Go.
Glenora carting
12,
forward.
hands off! Davida, look for me. Wait here, mate. Wait. Wait! Go.
Salinga Kapawa making the tackle.
12, get
And
away
now
from the head.
the big number 10,
Stand
Kurt
off the
Bernard,
head.
takes it to 25 metres out from the try line.
Swap. Tackle's complete and we've come to second effort. Hang on, Zach. What are we up to, mate? Okay, mate.
Let's have a look at that replay there.
Yeah, just a
Okay,
lazy
swing it all
hand
the way,
underneath there on the
Siwa.
ball,
Wait here, mate. Just wait.
giving away their penalty.
Hang on, mate. Go. 1.
Out wide now, a chance for the Glenora Bears. What a great season it's been
Okay,
for
3
them.
up and square. Just here, mate. Go 2.
It's a run for the big number 4 for
Stand and
Glenora.
square 10. Go 2.
Stanley Takalua.
Still 2.
Cut out ball on the far side. The Bears with it,
Okay,
6
Dylan,
metres
get
out.
up now. 1 foot. Go 3.
Drop off for their number 11.
Roll away 12.
Rolls towards the line. Here's a great chance too for the
Go.
West Aucklanders to draw first blood. 5 minutes into the minor semi-final. Out it comes on to Phil Kingy. Phil Kingy's got the ball. Can he get it away?
Play on.
The Pirates wrap around him,
No,
but the
it's not
ball
on point, Chev, it's gone forward.
has been knocked
Played
on.
out by Sam and it's gone forward. Scrum, Glenora ball.
Glenora ball though, it will be. Good to see Epalahami and Lauaki out there again. And Fatani Manukia
Okay, fellas, away we go.
at the back of the scrum.
Knocked down by
Let's go,
Impalahami there.
Warren. Head right in. Just over here, Kev. Zach, we need to sort this out, mate. Okay. Wait there, Kev. In, Siwa, get in, mate. Hell, Phil. Go, Phil.
More ball here. Fine attacking position as it goes to the left edge.
Straight and direct
12,
running
space now.
across the top
Wait,
though,
wait,
and good defence for the Pirates, who are about 8 metres out from the try line now, as the Glenora Bears start to look hot and determined. There they are, right in front of the post. Out it comes to Phil Kingy. Gets the ball away to the big number 8, Kavaliku. He's to ground, 6 metres out from the try line. Here come the Bears, and a poor play the ball. Well, the mistake there. Little mistake there from Suapi Kavaliku as he gets up to play the ball there, Rusty.
Yeah, Sup has been big for Glenora this year too. Been very consistent and a real menace in the middle of the field, but just guilty there with a very untidy play of the ball. And giving away the advantage of the great field position that Glenora Bears had at the time. And point Shiv now with the scrum.
Stuart Otunuku at the back is a guiding light. There's the distinctive hairstyle. Manukia makes the tackle,
Wait! Go.
supported by Jordan Tuolai in jersey 6 for the Westies.
Roll away, left side. Go, second marker, not there.
To
Stand
Oto Alo, then 3.
Go, 3.
Great to see Francis Ledger back as well. He's one of the junior warriors and the real star of St. Paul's Secondary Schools and had some bad injuries. So great to see him to come through his recovery and come back to play Fox Memorial as well too, Dale.
And that one's gone dead, so we'll come back to the 20-metre line. Decent crowd on hand for the West Aucklanders too. They haven't enjoyed huge success in recent seasons, so a great chance for them to celebrate if they're able to get through to the final, and even better. Tolson Caird, Aaron Swan all on the bench today.
Thanks, boys. He just didn't come through clear.
7.5 minutes gone.
must bounce. It must bounce over the line. Yes, that's correct. Thanks, Zach. Stay on, fellas. On behind the line. Wait on, boys. That's good.
There's the restart, and it'll fly for about 40 metres. Taken by Otunuku.
To Kapawa there, the power prop.
The relationship
Just here, mate.
there, I suppose, goes back to Richmond, although he's been a Pirate for some time. To be honest, Preston Riki has the ball wrapped up by Kavaliku now. Centre field and 25, the Pirates.
Go, two.
No score as yet in the minor semi-final. And it goes to Kevin Locke. And now to Sione Fowl.
Okay, off the
He is
over there.
reeled in the second rower, formerly with the Otahuhu Leopards. Now at the back to Otunuku as acting half. Locke onto Paliki.
9.
He's put away 10 metres out from the try line.
Go, 4.
Lovely play, Pirates. Danger times for the Glenora defenders. Back on the inside, kept alive from Otunuku. A half volley. And now the pick-up too. Dylan Moses has the football right in front of the posts here, 15 metres from the try line on the fifth and final tackle out to the right. First receiver is Locke, threading the needle, Locke, and well read, but knocked on two at the back of the Glenora Bears. Sideline with you, Corey.
Yeah, one thing you notice about this Point Chevalier team is just how many ball players they have in good ball positions. Obviously, Kevin Locke and Dylan Moses more than capable. Siwa Otunuku comes into the back line, can ball play there as well. And then off the bench, Jeremiah Pai as well, who will enter the fray. So plenty of ball players here for Point Chevalier, and they're deadly in good ball.
You okay to carry on? Okay.
So 10 metres from the try line, a little bit of a pause
Trainer.
here. Trainer
Over
doing
here,
some
boys, we'll set the scrum
running
up.
repairs. The big number 10 there in shots, Eddie Paliki. Samo Podi is at the
Buddy,
back
can you throw
here,
the ball, please, mate?
coming
Okay,
in
sit
off
up,
the
fans.
bench too
Let's go, boys.
for the
I'll go short,
West
boys.
Aucklanders. Got Tolson Kidd in
Wait, wait,
16,
wait,
Aaron
wait,
Booth will be in
Get in,
16
Harley,
today.
mate. Try and get down, bro. Try and get down. Let him in, Slinger. Get down, get down. Okay, wait, Dylan. Out!
Back into the action. Fed from the back of the scrum, and in comes Otunuku, who's a try-scoring whiz. Otunuku, danger times here once again for Glenora. We're able to hold on.
Right there.
Now
Go!
the fullback goes to acting half. Locke keeping it alive and out to Fial. He's wrapped up in the tackle there of Kurt Bernard. In fact, the ball is there with its final football too. You get the feeling they might opt to go for the
Tavita.
points. Tavita Latu with it
Hey, feet up.
in 9. Sending in the big
Okay,
men.
hey, roll away. On
The blue and
line,
white proud colours of the Glenora Bears making the tackles as Latu stumbles
Stand
and is to
square.
ground right in front of the post. As you can see,
Just
Locke
hit
goes
him,
into
please.
dummy
Go,
half,
two.
pushing out wide and anyway through on the far side of the
Okay, roll away.
field.
1 foot, Zach.
Ledger,
Stand 9. Just 1
good
foot.
D across the top, so the Bears keeping themselves busy here on Riki. As a forward pass, I thought, selling a Kapawa, and that's the way that it is read as well.
Good forward, Tavita. You don't need to speak like
Two very tough teams, two very well-coached teams as well, Dale.
that. Don't worry about that.
There's Zane Polkington, the coach of Point Chevalier, the son of Grant Polkington, who was their head coach for their juggernaut run, I guess you'd call it, with 3 back-to-back Fox Memorial Championships. And Bernie Perinar, very experienced coach,
Then we go, Preston.
New
Sam.
Zealand Māori, New Zealand residents,
Mate, take another seat.
and obviously very astute coaches as well, finishing the season 1 and 2. Epalahami there coming out of the end zone area, but one of the
Wait, Slinger.
ploys that they use, these coaches, when they put their second rowers into the first receiver on the scrums, take them out of the scrum and put their forwards to take the first hits.
Stand, you're on me. Hold. Go. 2.
With it now is the big prop for Tuapi Kavaliku, who's given terrific service to the competition.
Here,
With a
boys.
number of jerseys on in recent years. He's been with Mount Albert, of course, a couple of seasons here with Glenora, Otahuhu as well. This is Kurt Bernard, takes it to the 40-metre line.
Go, 4.
Working hard on D. Tavita Latu and Selinga Kapawa. the number 2 for the Point Chevalier Pirates as well. Today, Saula Solomona,
Have a look higher.
Malo Solomona in jersey number 3.
Wait!
Yeah, tried and true combination on that left edge for Point Chev. Two cousins there, Malo and Saula Solomona. Must have scored close to 100 tries between them in the last 3 years.
Don't know about 100, but
it'll be very close in the last 3 years, but just between
and
those
3,
two.
yeah, I suppose it would be 2, mate. Yep, fair call.
Yeah, Sola's been up around 25, 30 tries a year, and Malo's not far behind, so they're very prolific try scorers down.
Here are the Pirates, Satoto Nuku. Been so good, tapped by a Bears player too, and they hold out there. 12 gone, still no score. It was always going to be tight with these two teams who've dominated the competition, and congrats to the Point Chevalier Pirates, winners of the Rukutai Shield. But for the Glenora Bears, what do you make of their improved showing and the consistency throughout 2017, Corey?
Yeah, look, Bernie Perenara making the world of difference for them. They look a lot more structured in particular this year. And I think obviously some classy additions with the likes of Zach Tippins at dummy half has made the world of difference for the Bears. They're a team that doesn't have, a defined style, but certainly a very powerful team with some talent on the end of it.
Thank you very much, Corey Rossell, with us sideline today. And of course, the previous game saw the Howard Hornets with the win as we see a chip over the top, and the Bears regathering, keeping it alive, a cut-out ball to Lawaki. He's got it now and looks through the middle. A probing run from the big second rower, and then a 40-metre pass out to the far side of the field. It ends up in the hands of the 3 Alor, and now the left foot kick back towards centre field. It's taken easily by Otunuku. And the All-Tex Point Chevalier Pirates have the ball 5 metres from their own line.
Pretty expansive, exciting football going on at the moment. Very confident players there, backing themselves, Dale. Very exciting to watch. Showing us some skills out there, these guys. Iplahami there with the big 40-metre right to left pass there, showing his skills.
And there is a lost ball. The Bears will have control of it too. Midway 30 and 40. The Pirates' end of the ground.
Yeah, Kavaliku there just giving him the big right shoulder. Dislodging the ball and putting him firmly on his back. Great tackle from the front rower. Giving possession back to his Glenora Bears.
Kepi Suli, jersey number 2. We've got the Bears now, camped 15 metres out from the try line. All parties looking for the first try. Jordan Tuarai with the expansive ball out to the to the left side. It's taken there by Suli.
I think there was a slight error there. Alo should have been bursting onto the ball. He just missed that run.
A jolting tackle too. Spirited run. And yeah, wouldn't feel sad for him if he got up a little bit dusty. And there's a decent chase. Phil Kingy coming along. I think that might be the first try. It's been called home, and it is indeed. What a good chase. And Lawaki and Fiao going on with it.
Walk away, Sam.
Shoni Fiao.
Walk away.
Having a couple of words with Ipalahami.
I don't know if that's really on.
Swappy, take the boys back, mate. You got the try. Take him back. Take him back.
So some feeling in here this afternoon, understandably. The first try to Phil Kingy.
Interesting to see the replay. I didn't think I thought Point Chev had actually kicked it dead, but the referee was in a better position than me. It would be interesting to see the replay.
Okay.
Chris McMillan, the referee here this afternoon.
You and Harmy, please, mate. Grab Harmy. Time's off.
Yeah, Iplahami here just going to have a bit of a word. And give the young fella a little bit of a slap.
And we'll have a listen to referee McMillan's instructions.
You've possibly got a game or 2 left in the season. Don't ruin it with something silly like that, okay? Thank you. Dylan, you and Gumby, please. This is my time to talk. This is my time to talk, Gumby. Don't retaliate for something silly like that. All right, you might have a game or 2 left in the season.
Johnny Fial there.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go.
Where you come from?
Let's go.
Exoda who boy?
Just in the middle, Phil.
Looking a bit like the Hulk with the old green gears on today, though.
He is. They're bursting out.
Tony Fowler. Let's see how the try comes through. Now, this is great play from Kingy. Look at the commitment he's showing.
It's really low, eh?
He got there before the dead ball line. And of course, under instructions from the sideline as well. I think that's okay. Got the call from his touchies, and the referee says that'll do me. So Kingy right in front of the posts here. We'll make it a 6-0 lead. Early on for the Bears.
Converting his own try there to take them out to a 6-point lead. Two tough teams here squaring off. And the Glenora Bears draw first blood. That nice little try to Phil Kingy. Chasing up and following up on a lovely little grubber kick into the in-goal area. And then duly converting to start the match today. Just over a quarter of an hour gone, 16 minutes into the match.
Stay on, Preston.
So, number 4 about to get us underway, Francis Ledger,
Hey, which way are you going?
who will
Okay,
turn out
wait,
against
mate,
Howick next week, and who will go straight through to the final. Yeah, as you can see, about 45 minutes away from determining that. Ledger with the kick for Loaki. He does well to play it with his knees. And of course, as expected, the first man in there to tackle him is
Gumby,
Johnny
all the way.
Fiel.
Foul. All right.
Go. Gumby, don't get caught up in that rubbish. Preston,
He's shown he just wanted a change in his game.
Don't be silly, mate.
Felt that he was a bit of a Groundhog Day happening at Otahu. And obviously, being a young, good player with Warriors experience, he didn't really want to play Shaman.
Go, 3.
He chose to come across and play Fox Mora with Point Chevalier, and having a really good season with the Pirates this year.
Making good inroads too here. The Glenora Bears at will. Again, try to get to the back end. There's the chip over the top. Awkward. Pirates successful in retaining the football. Just on the 20-metre line. Ledger. Settling run. Manukia makes the tackle at the back. Patana. David Latu. This is up for Solomona.
Okay, 10, stand up. Harmy all the way.
35 out from their line.
Go, 3.
The Pirates just want to control the football and the set. Dylan Moses
Let him up, Jack.
offloads and
Wait.
heading
Go
towards the
forward.
halfway
Jack.
with Kapala short side run. Moses first receiver, blind pass, and then out to Ledger. And then player down in back plays, Kevin Locke. Quite sure what happened there. Did you see that?
I think he was appealing for a late hit.
There we go. Time off. We're going to have a scrum here.
I think
You got anything there, Poise? Don't worry about Poise. Dylan. Leave it out, mate. Concentrate on the game. Leave it out.
yeah, there's just a lazy shoulder from Soape. I think, also too, he's trying to draw the penalty.
He looks pretty crooked at the moment, though.
Yeah,
Corey, did you see anything there?
We'll just wait for
Didn't
him
look
and
like
then we'll
much.
go.
You're not too sure what's
We're
gone on,
looking
but
for it,
certainly
Dylan.
Kevin's looking a
looking
little
for it,
worse for wear. But plenty of fire in this one. There's no love lost between these two teams. Remembering the last time they met, a dramatic 20-all draw, which allowed Glenora to keep the Conakry Minolta Root Rooster. It was a last-minute try, followed by a conversion out by the sideline, which got it done. So good recent history between these two.
And of course, we all know
Too many here.
the coach. He'll be saying no backward steps, boys. Let's hold our ground.
Time
It's
on.
Bernie Piranello, of course. So the Bears in possession, and now to the halfway line.
Here, 10. Hold.
25 in from the northern touchline here at Mount Smart 2.
Yeah, they certainly are looking a lot stronger this year.
Just here, mate. Now, mate.
And there was a trio that came across from Mount Albert last year and didn't quite far. Swape Kavaliku and Jordan Tuarai, Zach Tippers all coming across from Mount Albert.
Give him
It was like the superstar trio that was signed by the Glenora Bears last year. It's taken a little time to establish themselves and I guess stake their claims as the new spine.
Hang on, mate. Go.
Kavaliku's just come off the field and replaced by Tolson Caird. He's a wholehearted performer out wide, isn't he?
Wait.
Yeah, Tolson, yeah, long-time Mount Albert player as well, came across with that trio.
Beautiful run from the Bears, superb slicing run, and the fullback, Polina Siaki, is in for try number 2.
Yeah, simple play there, nice short ball. Running into a lovely little hole, beautiful timing onto the ball as well. Great start from the Glenora Bears. It's coming to the end of the first quarter.
Well, we saw the game that preceded this one. and 2 quick tries. But look at the run back on the inside. Beautiful ball from Tuarai to Siaki. And that was superbly finished.
Yeah, no-look pass as well. Very skillful. Just showing the combinations that they've built up over this year. Building those little combinations around the ruck. And this goes to show too how simple things can be so effective when executed well.
Well, Jordan Tuarai is an experienced player at this level as well. And he showed real class there with the pop ball back on the inside. But someone had to be there, and credit to the fullback. Obviously, they've practiced this one plenty of times up there at Harold Moody Park, the home of the Bears.
Yeah, Glen Eden Rec. Way out west.
Do you travel out there sometimes? Hey? Don't tell me Harold Moody was from Manurewa.
Oh, no. A very good start for Bernie Perenara's boys, the Glenora Bears. Really need to see Point Chev now to start to come back before Glenora starts to get too far ahead.
10-0. Kingy should really have got that one. Sure that his concentration levels were as focused as they need to be there. But anyway, the 2 points eludes them this time around. 10-0 lead. 21 minutes gone here in the minor semi-final. Coming up off the back of this to 2 more games. Under 17 grand final, under 20s as well. Kick-off time due at 6 p.m. Now Glenora with the ball and a good return of the football by Bernard again.
Roll away! Here, swing up, take a step. Wait! Go.
22 metres out and Kidd.
Slinger, stand up!
Tolson. With a
Wait,
good effort to take them
wait.
to the 30-metre line. Quick play the ball and delivered up by Zach Tippins. He's a fabulous
Gumby, roll
distributor.
away. Here, Gumby. Hang on, fellas. Wait!
Wriggling his
Go.
way to his feet to
Gumby, gotta be
Kia.
quicker.
Epelahami. Loake.
Gumby, off the arm! Here, Sam, hang on, mate.
He's a big unit, isn't he?
Go.
Pretty
Second
imposing
marker.
physique. Kingy senses a bit of a gap, or Tanuku steadies himself with a lovely run down the left edge. Kingy comes at him, looks to try and push him across the northern touchline.
Hang on, boys.
Not able to achieve his goal. 15 short of the halfway. Solomona, Malo this time. He's given great service to the Pirates as well, Malo, over the years. And Latu, the big man, getting involved.
Hang on, fellas. Go, 3.
2 very experienced sides too, Dale.
Tolson again!
A lot of experience in both these teams.
Go.
A lot of quality.
Good to see Zane emulating his dad's efforts, who's been very successful here.
Last one, Zach.
Grant
Hit him up.
Pocklington. Zane taking over in his mid-30s. Dad, of course, struggling this year with his 20s squad for the Warriors, but no fault of his. Grant's been terrific. That's a lovely dive too, showing great commitment, although coming up without result. The Pirates chasers.
Offside, mate.
It's got to love the effort.
Front of the kicker. Front of the kicker.
Young man offside as well, being penalised.
Yes. Here we are.
Lucky young man, great effort though. But deemed to be offside by in front of the kicker.
So Eddie Pailiki.
Very slight prop too, isn't he? Quite a slender build for a prop in the Fox Memorial.
I guess, you know, you've got some giants, some gorillas
Wait for
as
contact.
well.
Now if you can do the mahi,
Go to the ruck.
you'll get the job.
Loaki.
Okay, Gumby, hands off him.
Tolson there just adding a setting influence there. And again, another one of those players with a wealth of experience.
Okay,
Tolson was in the New South Wales Cup and many years with Mount Albert as well.
Go, 2.
40 metres out from their own line. The Bears up by 2 tries. Kingy and after 15 minutes, and then
Wait,
soon
swing up.
after Siaki
Go. 3.
for a 10-0 lead.
Off the legs.
The
now.
sunshine here as
we are,
well,
Gumby.
which is comforting to all concerned,
mate.
players,
Go.
spectators, and to broadcasters.
That's okay.
The kick with a bit of a late charge there by Preston Vicky. And at the back we have the Pirates in the dancing shoes there,
Tolson away
Solomona.
now. Wait, Harmy. Wait.
Comes across
Go.
now. This is Matt Faitotoa, who came across in number 5. Kidd makes some sting in the tackle on
Wait
Riki.
on. Go, 2.
35 out from the line. More wind up for Kapawa.
Tolson, hands away. right side
He's
here.
not your classic props build either, Salinga. There's Latu. Now Riki.
High, let him up. Here we are, fellas.
Preston to
Wait,
ground.
wait, mate.
40 metres from the
Wait.
try line. Dummy
Go.
half work for Ledger. Dylan Moses. On to Locke. Holds the pass nicely for Fell. And the man they call Gumby's lost it.
Loose carry.
And a loose carry, so a Bears feed.
Scrum, Bears ball.
Nice ball from that Kevin Locke as well. We were expecting him to hit the back door. Nice little short pass there. Gumby, and then, yeah, poor ball security, really loose carry, and paid the price there.
Okay, fellas, we'll start setting up.
Storm clouds have moved away, and got the sunshine.
Go, boys.
Field's looking in great condition now.
Here we go, mate.
Ball seems to be drying up for the
Hold
players.
there,
So
Preston.
we should
Try and
see a
get
bit
him,
more
Slinger.
ball movement
Wait,
now.
Ball and Phil. Out!
They're taking on the straightened run now. 25 gone.
Stand up, Preston! Slinger! Slinger! Go. 3 markers. Good work, Sam. Keep working to me on the next one.
You know, it looks just so much more set and measured now, don't they, Dale? When you can compare them to the side that we saw in the top
Hold
4
here,
last
mate.
year.
Wait on. Wait. Go.
Well, and I guess it comes down to some confidence. There's a few extra players in there too that have added some starts. Blokes like this man getting to his feet. Kidd, Tuarai, also the big fella. Lovely run here from Kurt Bernard. He's now to ground now, 15 metres from the try line. Big chance as well. Zach Tippins feeds it out to Tuarai inside his Kidd. Couldn't use him this time though.
He's looking to just get that inside pass again by the looks of things there. Tolson on his inside, Tolson Kidd.
Wait on, fellas.
Just losing
Go.
his footing, Jordan Tuarai.
Kingy gets the pass away, and it's as easy as that too. The try scored. Stanley Takalua is in to score, and it's that simple. And really, the Pirates at 6s and 7s here, and they are getting schooled by a Bears team hell-bent on making the final.
Yeah, very competent display by the Bears at the moment. They're very controlled. They look very structured. They're not hurried. They're very composed. It's a very, very strong opening quarter from the Glenora Bears so far.
Stanley Takalua is in there.
I'm on the mark, Phil.
Well, who would have thought too? But it was I wouldn't call it a soft try, but for the Pirates, their defensive line was just all over the place. What did you make of that, Corey?
Yeah, right now it looks like Point Chevalier just with no answer, first of all, to the middle of Mount Albert. We saw a good carry from Bernard there, which laid the platform. So really struggling to get into the speed of the game right now at Point Chevalier. Also interesting to see Tavita Latu on the bench. Now, we typically see Tavita at least play the first 40 minutes and then usually the first 20 of the second half. So early sub there. Of course, Tevin Arona, more than capable replacement.
I've got about 8 minutes to go.
Eddie Pailiki is off as well. That conversion unsuccessful, as you can hear in the background. There's the try scorer as well. Stanley Takalua with the try after 26 minutes.
Good work in the ruck, Preston. Here we go. Wait here, Tev. Hell, mate. Stay on, fellas.
14-0. It's a great lead in a minor semi-final, make no mistake. So that'll really give them a huge boost in confidence too. The Bears
Wait, Tevin. Go. One.
heading towards the 30. Kidd,
Preston, stand up. Here,
the
fellas.
Kidd Bear.
Wait, Slinger. Go. 2.
As we saw in the first game too, Dale, you can't rest at any stage. You can't rest on your laurels.
Right side. Wait here, fellas.
That
Wait.
the league can be easily devoured by
Square.
a good quality league side, and Point Chev is certainly one of those. So, and Glenora will respect that. They'll know that they've got to stay on their game to retain and maintain and try and build on that lead. But certainly they know that they can't take it for granted.
Help! Release. That's 5. Go. Nothing late.
So cut out ball on the far sides and through the hands of the 3. Alo.
Dylan Moses a bit high with that contact there,
Just there, boys.
but
Right back to the
referee
line,
thinking
mate.
that it was okay. That was 6th tackle there, handover.
You got to to wait for me, mate. Yeah, okay, Matty. Try my best. Way we go, Dylan.
So the Pirates, not used to looking at this sort of scoreline, I bet.
2 feet here, mate.
14-0. Half an hour gone. Such an important game for them. They won the minor premiership with consistency, and at the moment, the defence that has been the hallmark of their season has left them momentarily.
Release!
Yeah, prior to this, Dalevani had that one real major loss this year, and that was to Mount Albert. When they were thrashed, really, 44 points to 4.
Yes, indeed. Well, talking about uncharacteristic performances.
Yes.
And, of course, Mount Albert's season gone now, with the Hornets getting across the top of them in the elimination semi-final.
Nothing late. Did he pick that?
A bit of an effort there, but again, the Bears steady as she goes.
Wait, Preston.
Yeah, Kevin Locke trying there, just a little grubber back on the inside for his support runners and not coming off. So a poor end to that set for the Point Chevalier Pirates. Would have at least like to get down to that in-goal area with the kick, and on that occasion there, Kevin Locke choosing to do a little short stab grubber on the inside for his inside runners, but to no avail.
So the Glenora Bears now heading towards the halfway, and the Pirates desperate, putting on the tackles. 9 to play on the first 40. Out to Kingy, he's been solid so far today. Getting some pressure on at the back, or Tanuku takes it, 12 out from his own line. Looks to centre up. Plenty of chases too for the Bears, and Coach Penanutta's got to be pleased with the way that they're playing. Ledger shuffles the ball on the far side of the field.
Yeah, very confident start from Glenora Bears so far. In the first half an hour, definitely been the dominant team.
Zach, let him up! Tolson. Hell, mate. Go, 3.
Both sides ringing the changes here. Jeremiah Pye on for the Point Chevalier Pirates, coming off the bench there. The experienced campaigner.
Very much so. Soal.
Last one, Harney!
Satu Soal in jersey number 17. Here is Locke. Well, there's a poor kick, really, and very predictable as it ends up in the hands of the try scorer, Siaki.
Preston Ricky, off the ball! 16 here. Wait!
The average effort there, well, I'll be looking for Jeremiah Pye's experienced boot to help them through this one, you suspect.
Yeah, well, he certainly has got the experience in that role.
Okay, Kevin, let him
Interesting to see what position he's actually playing next time they pick down a scrum. So you can see Dylan Moses is still on that right edge.
A busting run. Gee, this is good too. The big man has pulled down 20 metres out from the try line. Numbers down the left edge if they want to use them. That's the way they'll go. Back on the inside for Siaki, away from one. Can't get the ball away on the far side of the field. Looking out there is Alor, as well as James Tomata. Through the hands onto Kingy. He has caused no end of problems for the Pirates so far in the afternoon. Out wide they come to 5, which is Tomata, and the ball has drifted forward. But they're all over them at the moment. The Glenora Bears dictating terms, and they're at the moment schooling the Pirates, which is very unexpected.
Just an untidy finish to that set though there on the right edge here. Glenora Bear guys just not getting their timing right. Their depth was, they were a little bit out of shape. And consequently, they just failed to make any inroads, and then gave away that ball in the 5th and final with a poor kick after a forward pass.
Working in this Tevin Arona.
Here, mate. Hang on. Go, 3.
They got the bench players in the middle there now, Arona and Jeremiah Pye, a.k.a. Wax.
Zach, get off the ball! Here, Pye.
Good to see him still running out there. It's been a while.
Go, Zach, you're not there! 4.
So the Pirates.
Point Chev again, pursuing with that little kick down. You think they try and kick down to the corners? They seem to be trying to back themselves to go through the line and pick up those short kicks in behind the line. At the moment, they're just not working for them and not gaining any field position at all.
Aaron Swan gets his introduction to the game in jersey number 15. He's coming on to the back play and slipping and sliding at the moment through the middle to the halfway line, the Bears. Swan.
Last one, Kimmy! Go! nothing late.
Kingy
Phil Kingy.
chipping over the top. What's the bounce going to do for them? Not much. Little damage to Nuku. Pinning around the outside of Solomona. Saula Solomona this time. And he is accounted for. In fact, he pops a pass to Jeremiah Pai, and now straightening up through the middle with Aruna.
Hands away now!
To the 30 metres we go.
Thompson, wait.
3 tries. The first of them to Kingy. That was a decent chase for him to get a kick through. He gets the ball down. Only just got a hand to it. Siakis was a class act too, with a drop-off ball back on the inside for the fullback. Blind pass from Tuarai. That was after 20 minutes. Takalua down the right edge,
You could have pulled your hand out of there.
adding some extras for the 14-0 lead here as we count down to the last 4.5 minutes of the first 40.
Shawnee Fial there just dragging the penalty for the Point Chevalier Pirates. A much needed one, I might add. As they close out to the last 5 minutes of the first half here. Be an ideal opportunity here for them to get a try just before half time and bring themselves back into this match.
25 metres out from the try line.
Wait, go. One.
The Pirates, we wanted to get one back prior to the hooter. 16 is Hufanga. He's been playing, as you've witnessed, too, with the 20s.
Tackle 2. Tackle 2. I've called Howard.
Big Hufanga to
Simultaneous.
play it just inside the 20. Right in front of the posts.
Hold, go.
Aruna working the left edge.
Chase, roll away. 2 feet, Aaron. Aaron. Wait. Go, 3. 3.
Shuffling the
Okay,
ball
Coughlin,
along
get
too.
Stand up, Dylan. Go, 4.
Jeremiah Pai getting himself involved.
Last one, Cole. Wait. Go.
So the Pirates, the Big Ten is Eddie Paliki. There's the offload. It goes to ground though.
Wait. Okay, hand over.
Good little attempt there. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a clean pass away.
6.
Eddie Paliki there going in with the crash ball.
Here, mate.
Looked like it was
Preston, wait there.
Jeremiah Pai doing a rep. Come here, or Dylan Moses. It's Dylan Moses. And it just couldn't quite find his target with that little offload.
Go.
Giving position back to the Glenora Bears.
Wax, get up. 17 here and hold. Wait.
Good set of D from Glenora though, putting the Point Chevalier Pirates under pressure and forcing that error. Good work.
Tippins copped a bit as Kidd gets hold of the football. They'll be very pleased to go into the halftime break with this 3-try lead protected. At the moment, 2.5 to play. Hope you're enjoying the action. Of course, game 3 of 5 covering today
Just here, mate. Hang on, Tiv. Go.
at the 16s final. Congratulations to Ellerslie with their win over Otahuhu.
Last one, Gumby, get up.
And of course,
Just
the
here, mate.
last match
Hold.
we had for you as well.
Go, nothing late.
Saw Howick living for another week. That kick just nice and easy and out into touch. As James Taumata is keeping an eye on things down the right edge.
Yeah, James Taumata, a bit of a pocket rocket. Top try scorer for the Glenora Bears the last 2 years. Certainly knows his way to the try line. No doubt there's seems to be looking to try and give him some opportunities and space. And let the finisher do his job.
Let's go, fellas. Nice and close, Phil.
So just awaiting the scrum feed. It will be a Pirates feed with Kevin Locke.
Way you go, Siwa. Thanks, mate. Hit in, Zach. Hit in, Zach.
We've got 1.5 minutes left by our clock and
Out!
enough time to complete a set here if Point Chev are up to it.
Double around Ledger. Skillful play. Beautiful. Here's a run.
Play on! Play on!
Well, the slip
11
certainly didn't help the cause.
Go. One, there you go.
Showing some glimpses there of their skills in the back line, especially
Aaron, here.
footwork and pace.
Hang on, fellas. Go.
They've managed to go almost 60 metres in 2 carries now.
Move,
looky there.
Colson! Here, fellas. Chase.
Taken in there, tackled by Colson Tied.
Go.
Standout performance for you, Corey, as we head towards the halftime.
Yeah, really liking what I'm seeing from Hami Loak in this edge as we see a little break down at the left there, so that'll get us to half time. But look, both sides only trading blows, but Point Chevalier, they look rocked at this stage.
Yeah, well, they're in a bit of trouble at the moment. The Pirates, they're the Rukutai Shield winners, the minor premiers for 2017. But at the moment, they're down by 3-0 at the halftime break here in the minor semi-final of the Fox Memorial Championship at Mount Smart Stadium. It's a 14-0 lead. The Glenora Bears leading the Point Chev Pirates. We'll be back soon with the second half.
Philip Kingy, who also kicked the conversion. It's now a 10-minute break, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-minute break. Of course, don't forget, Rugby World Cup coming up later on in the year, and you've got the stand there at Rugby World Cup. Take it up.
14-0. You heard it right. It is 14-0 here. And the Glenora Bears are leading the Point Chevalier Pirates, the defending champions of the Fox Memorial Championship. And the Bears, well, they are converting what's been an impressive season into a great start for the second half. This Kurt Bernard has been a monster today. And this time he gets to start just what his teammates would want from him and what his coaching staff might have expected. And earns a penalty to boot. So a super start here for the Glenora Bears. And might I also say g'day to a whole lot of good people who are watching, I'm told, at the Glen Eden RSA, tuned in on our live stream coverage of the Minor Fox semi-final. Remember, the winner here through to the grand final in a fortnight's time. Well, some running repairs for Kurt Bernard at the back, but at the moment the Bears are hot on attack and they're 15 metres out from the try line. They'll keep working it while Bernard gets some attention and back play. Loaki with the football to the 10-metre line, and we'll come across to you in just a moment, my colleague and friend Rusty Matua. But out it comes to Phil King. He's had a monstrous game. They'll keep it alive and shuffling out to Alor, who will play the ball quickly, and out of dummy half is the try scorer Siaki, who scored a wonderful try with an offload by Jordan Tuarai. That ball is across from Raelu Buchanan, and now with Tolson Caird. Sort of staggers his run a little bit and just to ground about 10 metres out from the try line. Let's take it home. Here's Tuarai, shuffles it nicely, and the try is scored by Raelu Buchanan. He's contributed strongly through the left edge. What a start to the second half. And within a minute and a half, the Bears are in for try number 4, Rusty Matua. Can you believe what you're seeing here this afternoon?
Yes, absolutely brilliant start there from the Glenora Bears. Helped along with a piggyback penalty after that big break by Bernard, rather. And Raelu Buchanan strolling over with a beautiful try there, running off his half, Jordan Tuarai. Easy short ball there going across for the opening try of the second half. Taking Glenora out to an 18-0 lead with a conversion to follow. Brilliant start, rampant start too, Dale. But Point Chev certainly didn't help themselves with their penalty they gave after trying to hold Kurt Bernard down after his 40-metre break-up field.
Well, what a strong showing for the second half, and he's a player of genuine size, Kurt Bernard, and really hard to rein in, as you mentioned. Let's go to you, Corey. What a sensational start for the second 40 from the Westies.
Yeah, and it goes exactly against what Point Chevalier preached at halftime. They wanted better defence. They wanted to work together as a team. You see them there split open by the big prop forward, goes on Amazi up the field, and then Raelu just goes over from close range. So not the start Point Chevalier were after.
Here's Phil Kingy looking for the extras, the cherry on the top, the icing on the cake, call it what you will. An amazing scoreline here, 20 points to 0, and here is your try scorer, Daniel Raelu Buchanan. For a time I was struggling to ID him because his hair was covering his number. And both teams using sort of unusual numbers, a bit hard to pick up initially.
Stay behind, guys.
They've opted to go for the 03s and the 04s as well, which can throw things into disarray. So the restart from Kevin Locke on a ton of ground to make up. Here's Tolson Caird. And Point Chevalier,
17 off the
well,
ball.
they are rattled
It
here.
went. Hang on, fellas.
Glenora
Wait.
Bears
Go.
are thinking we are heading to the final.
Stand up, work!
We've got a couple of good teams that they'll have to knock over, though, if they're going to win it. One that has proven their nemesis in seasons gone is the Mount Albert Lions. Well, they're Gonskis for 2017 after being dispatched by the Howick Hornets. And here he is again. Kurt Bernard is causing problems aplenty. The Hornets.
Loses the ball on that occasion there, Dale.
He did to 36-20. The winners over Mount Albert. And sorry, let's stay focused with what's happening here. Darting to the run from Marona.
Tommy, let him up! Here, Charles. Okay, sorry, mate. Go, 0.
Dylan Moses there pulling Bernard's arms apart, and he lost the ball in that tackle. Smart play by the experienced campaigner and Dylan Moses there to get the position back for Point Chevalier Pirates.
Kevin, bring
Very
it back
much
to you.
needed position as well, as we look at a 20-0 scoreline. A very, very big deficit here for the Pirates.
Doable, but they're going to have to really get onto the scoreboard and El Pronto. This is so
Just here, Zach. 1 foot way. Go.
for Arona, close to the line. Wax, here's the try that they were after. and it's there already. Good finishing too from the Pirates. Do not discount them. 18 is actually Sione Fial. Jersey number 11 was Hulk ripped, and so he's got himself a new strip, and that's exactly what this Pirates team needed. Fial to score early on in the second half. Long way to go, but here's the start for them.
And there he is, the seasoned campaigner, and Jeremiah Pye laying on a beautiful little short ball there. Sione Fial, resplendent in his new jersey, going across there to get that try, and much needed try for Point Chef to stay in touch. Otherwise, that semi-final is getting away from them. But, bringing the score back a little bit here with their try. Their first in the match.
I tell you, Corey, Coach Peter Nutter will be disappointed with that. It was pretty average line defence, as was evidenced by the fact of how easy Fial was able to go through. Ledger with the conversion responsibilities, but just what the doctor ordered if you're a Pirate supporter, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. And after a positive start there, Glenora, as you say, showed some weak goal line defence there. But for Point Chevalier, next couple of sets, they need to play in the middle of the park. Don't be tempted to go wide too early. That's where they're at their best.
Here's Ledger, Francis Ledger. The kicking responsibilities, Mount Smart Stadium in the background. And the flags are up. 46 minutes in.
Reducing the deficit now. Back to 14. 20 points to 6. Glenora have the lead. For a wonderful first half and a good start to the second half here. They concede what we would call a soft try. As Coach Bernie Perrineau will be talking to them about a training, no doubt, if they are successful here today. They do have a good lead at this stage, but take nothing for granted, especially against a multiple Fox winning side such as the Point Chevalier Pirates.
Very good point too, Rusty Matua, Auckland Coaching and Development Officer, former coach of Fox winning team, Mandarewa. And Tolson Cairns, a bit of a stink on here at the moment, and everyone's into it, but let's hope that nothing untoward occurs. Tolson Cairns is obviously holding it, clutching at his groin. I'm not quite sure what went on. Did you see anything untoward there, Corey?
Phil, thank you, mate.
You're not too sure what's happened there. Tolson Cairns looking in a whole lot of pain. Not sure if it's the elbow or the shoulder. So difficult to see what's happened there, but he's in a bit of trouble, is Tolson.
Kevin, take your boys back, please. Zach, can you take your boys back to Harmy, please?
There's a bit of feeling in there as well. And Lauaki's not going to take a backward step. He's already been spoken to. And Tolson Cairns hard as nails. So it looks like the crown jewels done it. Rusty, is it the...
Yeah, could be the delicate place. No, he seems to be walking around all right. He's very, very seasoned, tough campaigner as Tolson Cairns. He's a real forward.
Elbow. All men cringe when to whack there.
Okay, the referee's just consulting with his touch judge.
Let's have a listen and see what he's saying.
Okay. All right. Phil, you in 16, please?
In 16th, Tolson.
Penalty's got to go against you. Tolson struck one of the players at the completion of the tackle, okay? We don't need that at the time of the game, okay? Thank you.
So Tolson Cairns started to wrench players away from the ruck. That's the word that's coming from the sideline. Are we seeing a turning of the tables here? A turning of the tide, perhaps, as just a little bit more impetus in behind the Point Chevalier Pirates. We know they're a crack outfit. Honestly, I couldn't believe I was watching this to see them down by 20-0. Let's see how they respond to the challenges of the next 5 or 10 minutes. 7.5 into the second 40, 26 the scoreline. The Westies in control at the moment, but the Pirates are looking to come back and issue a challenge of their own. Here is Aruna darting around like a jack-in-the-box from the dummy half position. He's right in front of the post, 40 metres out. Pye gets the ball to the back, and it's Sammy Aupodi who takes it forward. Back slammed as well, turtled. He'll take a little while to get to his feet for the play the ball. Affects that quickly. Whacks Moses to ground. 20 out from the line. Dylan Moses, one of the most experienced on field at the moment. And the second most experienced would have to be Pye. There's the kick, and Locke gets hit late as well. There's a whole shot up the middle. Call it what you will. Who's that on streaking away downfield? And no one's going to get him.
James Taumata.
James Taumata will finish it off. And out of nothing comes another for Glenora.
He's the pocket rocket, and that's why he's the top try scorer for the 3rd year in a row at the Glenora Bears. Because you give him that space, he's gone.
He streaked downfield. You've watched him a few times this year, Corey. What should we make of him?
He's absolute great finisher as James Taumata.
Awesome play.
You look at the replay there. Picking up that grubber,
This
coming back
Taumata.
infield. Spots a little gap and straight through. Thank you very much. The horse is bolted, away he goes.
Siua Tunuku, to his credit, chased them all the way, but Taumata, as the name implies, at the top of his game. Congratulations to James. What a wonderful run it was. Taumata sticks it to the Pirates.
Just a quick little 90-metre dash after picking up that little grubber on his 10-metre line there, fielding the little kick, running into a small space really, and running into the middle of the forwards, but seeing a little space that he could get through and backed himself and went all the way. So quickly cancelling out that try of Point Chevs. Back to an 18-point margin now, and should be a 20-point margin with this kick. A very handy angle for the conversion for Phil Kingi. And there it is.
Gets his head
26-6.
down, and 26-6. They're not jumping with glee down there in front of us in the West Aucklanders camp. But the Glenora Bears will be pretty satisfied with their efforts so far in the game. 26-6. For a moment there, I thought that the Point Chevalier Pirates were coming back. Good to see Gavin Bailey running the water. Aaron Booth is still warming up and won't be too far away, I guess, of making his introduction. For the Bears, Aaron Swan is back on the bench. Tolson Kidd with the responsibilities of returning the football. Trouble for the Pirates, and Zane Pocklington, the coach.
One marker.
Up through the middle. Chase Bernard this time.
Move! Just here, Preston. Hang on, mate. Go.
Solid contributions this time is Takalua. To the halfway, and Siaki now Kidd. Making really easy meterage.
7 hands away! Hang on.
Zach Tippins back into the distribution role. He'll go to the short side. Loaki. Giant of a man too. Steps out of one. He loves the tough stuff. Big Epelahamis. Loaki. Fifth and final tackle for him. He'll roll to his feet now. Opt to go down the short side. Little bit of a grubber kick too, and trying to look at the regather. Knock on, turnover. Pirates ball, 10 from their line. Sideline with you, Corey. You going all right?
Yeah, change down here, Dale. We've got Kevin Locke has come from the field to Vidalatu onto the field. Now, there was a frank discussion between Coach Pocklington and Kevin Locke. So not sure if that is an injury or a tactical change at this stage.
Thank you. Well, Kevin was a bit under the pump there. He got hounded, really.
Well, we saw as soon as we put Jeremiah Pye into that position, he was laying on that try for Fial. So I could sort of see where Zane would be going with that. And obviously Tavita Latu's going to add some more energy in the dummy half position. Also, again, another one with a wealth of experience that he brings onto the field.
The Pailiki has it now. There's another bit of eyeballing. Oh, this is getting a little out of hand, but silly, really.
Hami. Oi, listen. Tavita. Tackle 3. Play the game. Pick the ball up. Wait.
I think the referee, Chris McMillan, will get a little bit frustrated too with Loaki. He's standing there like the hood.
Yeah, the boys are obviously got a bit of passion flowing through their veins at the moment there. The blood's certainly pumping.
Here's an angled run from the Pirates to, and it's foul once again. Kidd comes across to make the tackle. He's 40 metres out from the try line. Wax, and now Moses inside ball for Tanuku. Keeping it alive for Uriki. They can play, but this time they utilise their 6. But don't do what they were hoping they could.
Way you go, mate. Hold, hold, hold.
Dale, just confirmation the Kevin Lock change is a tactical change at this stage, so a huge call to bring off former Kiwi international there, but Zane Polkington seeing a tactical change needed.
Go, one.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
Move now, left side. Go,
There's a screeching plover bird in the background of this stadium. Can you hear him? He's been going all day.
outside.
I wish you'd just find a girlfriend. Shut the hell up. It's one of those Australian birds as well, I can tell you. He's dead. You might even hear it in the background.
Good
And
kick
this
by
is
Glenora.
Great.
Outside, mate.
Great kick. Keeping themselves in great field position.
Hey, Glenora asking the question there if it was a 40-20. The kicker just outside the 40. But Glenora in great field position here, although they're on defence. That's where you want to be defending in rugby league, is in that part of the field. And the onus squarely upon Point Chev. A lot of work to do. As the clock ticks down there, we're looking at just around 25 minutes left in the match. And Point Chevalier 20 points behind at this stage.
Normally, and judging by their performance through the year, 20 points would be enough to get them home. But of course, we know that it's a fickle game, rugby league, and things can turn on a dime. So with the football as Ledger, Francis Ledger to the 20, onto Riki.
Yeah, that's sport. Just as in life, the only guarantee is that there's no guarantees.
For real. It's been entertaining so far as well, but I'm sure that the boys in blue and white won't be celebrating too much at the moment as Selingi Kapau gets himself back. And Tavita Latu, experienced as we know, in our NRL experience, a good running game, finds Ledger. Ledger pops the ball back on the inside, stepping strongly, Fatai Toa. He is wrapped up.
Wait here, wait.
It's Raulu Buchanan, the second rower, has worked the left edge well with Coach Peter Nutter. As the kick is taken down and shadowed nicely, taken by Palema Siaki with great skill and confidence going towards the southern touchline. No one home for the pass, and then snapping up on it.
Here's a great take by Siaki there. Coming across field, taking that high ball at pace.
Zach Tippins showing some good skills as well. The Bears, 25 metres from their own line and appealing to the referee. Arms are going up in unison. Out wide he comes to Alo, the centre.
Hold, go, 4.
20 in from our broadcast touchline. Fed on, a little bit of a staggered run and pushing and shoving as Chase Bernard finds himself 10 short of halfway. This is the fifth and final tackle. Been an entertaining game of rugby league, I tell you what. But really, the West Aucklanders have been in control of it. And into space goes the bounce as well. Otunuku allows it to bounce over his head and goes backwards to retrieve it. He has been one of the very best contributors, and this time, despite his best efforts, he can't make more than about 10 metres on the kick return. Now for Ledger. Buchanan making the tackle alongside Alo. That's the former there of good defensive technique. Kapaua. He's to the halfway now. Now's really the time. We need Moses and company to step up. Dylan's the most experienced out there as Eddie Paoliki takes them to within 40 metres. Latu. There's Moses. Nice ball, expansive, back on the inside, and then driven towards touch. They've kept the ball, and a late kick will go well dead. Don't know what the thinking was there, but the technique was poor.
Yeah, just seems miscommunications in the back line. We're seeing examples of that, and just poor execution from the Point Chev Pirates at this time. Both the right side and the left side have been really quite patchy with their ball play. Their timing seems to be quite off. Their shape not quite there today so far, Dale.
No, it lacks the crispness and finesse that we've come to expect from this top outfit. They certainly haven't had it all their own way this year, though, the Point Chevalier Pirates, although, as we know, they were good enough to win the minor premiership. This is a great acknowledgement, but What about the Conacher Minolta Root Rooster? It's almost found a permanent home out in West Auckland. Raylu takes a shot. Tough as teak.
He'll be spending the Root Rooster will be having a summer holidays at Glenora at the Glen Eden Rec this year.
Yes. Last tackle.
Wait, mate, wait.
Up to play the ball is Tuare.
Nothing, mate, wait.
Here's Kingy. Well, that one will go straight into the arms of Otunuku. Shows good technique as he goes up. Took a bit of a shot in the back from Kidd as well, but accidental. Otunuku was a bit sore as a result, though.
All inside's off.
And all inside.
No, not a quick one. Not a quick one.
Yeah, just a poor penalty there for Glenora.
Here's our mark now.
Over enthusiasm, trying to get ahead of themselves.
I don't make the rules.
Thankfully for Point Chev, we're very glad to receive a penalty at this stage.
Got it, Chase.
It's a decent kick too.
Big line, fellas.
Yeah, nice 30-metre kick there, giving them
Out, Chase. I'll go to the right.
nice field position now.
Kevin Arona. Now they'll really need to be next to score. The Point Chevalier Pirates down by 20. Ledger gets hold of it and shuffles it for Moses and Kapawa.
Okay, get up, Aaron. Wait there, Chase. Wait.
Aaron Booth is into the mix now. And, number 18
Aaron Booth, get up.
for Glenora. Latu. Arona, the first receiver and distributor, back onto the inside. Pailiki again. Tries to get away from the hard-working Swan, who makes the tackle on him. 15 metres from the try line. Latu takes it forward for Kapawa. The inside run comes forward to Nuku. Great hands from Latu as well. And a pass over the top is a bit of a speculator and has drifted forward. So it'll be a Glenora scrum feed. The West Auckland supporters are pretty happy with the decision by the referee and the fact that the ball drifted forward.
They certainly are, and thankful for that opportunity now given to them to come out of their red zone under the pump there. Glenora was getting quite scrambled on their defence as well, getting quite spread.
Scrum, Glenora ball.
Point Chev was slowly working them down and looking to score,
You ain't going to get a different answer.
but alas, to no avail.
Let's go, fellas.
As we come inside the last quarter now, less than 20 minutes left in the match,
Hold there, Preston.
and Glenora defending a 20-point lead with a strong performance so far in the match in the first hour.
He's not wrong. Been really impressed. Taumata with that scorching try.
Stand together.
About 10 minutes or so ago.
Wait. You locked in. Wait.
26-6. The Bears. They played a conservative brand
Davida, stand. Preston, we're here.
for the early part of the set anyway, as Thompson Kidd sort of crawls forward on his hands and knees. Swan,
Stand, Kevin.
the big man,
Three.
Aaron Swan, that's him with the footy, just short of the 30. And Booth is the distributor now.
Kevin, roll away.
They're lucky to have some good distributors in there. Phil Kingy's an accomplished halfback as well as playing, of course, in hooker. He's an accomplished hooker as well as a halfback. Booth is in there now. Zach Tippins, ton of experience there for Bernie Pinanother.
Okay, let him up.
The tackle is made. Kupu Sila.
Go 1. 2.
It's a good kick and a good kick return there.
15 off the leg.
Nice and deep from Jordan Turai, well inside his 40 as well. Salinga Kapawa brings the ball back for the Point Chevalier Pirates.
Here, Harmy. Go 3. Phil, move.
Couple of metres inside the
Wait on.
Bears half now. The Pirates just need a bit of an injection, don't they? Of enthusiasm and attitude.
Last one.
It's the fifth and final tackle. They're still a long way away from the try line. Devin Arona puts up a kick and really fails to have the direction that he needs. On to Dylan Moses, then he's wrapped up. It's the fifth and final tackle, can still play on. There's a chip kick over the top from Locke. A poor bounce might be awkward here, and it's reeled in the last moment as well by the Bears.
Taken without the ball.
Push them without the ball. You push them without the ball.
We can see big Swapi Klavaliku just warming up as well. Back row, Manukia likewise.
Okay,
See both sides here have given everything, and coming into the last quarter, you can see the fatigue. The feet are looking a bit heavy. The pace has slowed a little bit now. The guys are still certainly showing the the toll, taking its toll, the physical effort they've put out so far in the first hour of the match. There's Reulu Buchanan brings the ball back for Glenora.
He's been good. I've really enjoyed his attitude to his game. Swapi Kavaliku now is into the mix, and what a barreling sort of a run once again. Solid charge. The back row, Manukia adds a little more to the mix. Back it comes, 2 in the set. Kavaliku, those sorts of carries can be very, very inspiring, and good meterage gained as well by the big man.
Go, 4.
That's Booth. Manukia again, so just giving the other forwards a bit of a breather. Pop pass late, the ref will call it back, and rightly so too.
I called held. Tackle 5.
Well, we heard that from up here, so.
I'm not going to debate it.
Exactly.
5.
The tackle number 5. Momentum is halted there briefly.
Tevin, come back. Higher, tackle 5, pick it up.
And Tevin Arona is creating some opportunities as well as it goes out to Phil Kingi. There are some chases there, including Lauaki, but taking it in the end goal is Otanuku.
Standard issue for Siwa Otanuku there.
Wait, in the middle.
A little in-goal bomb from the opposition.
Solomona. 35 out from their line, the Pirates. Struggling to get the, or to make the inroads that they're so used to be able to achieve.
Well, interestingly enough, Corey mentioned as well that Zane Polkington was saying to the side that they've got to get back to the middle and work the middle. But it's ironic because Glenora's been very strong in the middle today, Dale. Their forwards have certainly laid a great foundation, and the likes of Bernard and Kavaliku going forward relentlessly, supported ably by Hami Luaki and the likes of Reulu Buchanan as well, their second rowers.
Here's Latu, here's a chance, but the ball has gone awry. Picked up later wide out. As Malo Solomona, he's lost the ball as well, keeping it though as Latu will want to get the ball away. And he's backslammed too, solid D. Supplied there by Tuare.
Again, uncharacteristically, Point Chev, another incomplete set. Well, getting to the end but not finishing it off with a kick or a proper try-scoring move, getting caught with the ball. Again, it's very uncharacteristic for the Point Chevalier Pirates, so definitely off their game today.
Certainly not the dominance we've come to expect from them, the minor premiers for 2017. And the strip as well. Can't turn a trick at the moment. Sideline with you, Corey.
Yeah, look, and without being too hard on them, it's their attitude that's off Point Chevalier. Their attitude's been a long way down on what we've come to expect over the last 5 years from these guys. They said as much at halftime. Jeremiah Pai very vocal and I guess getting that point across. But they're showing good aggression in defence, but just can't seem to get anything ticking in attack. Guys arriving at the wrong time. It's been a hard day for them.
Thanks, Corey. Good observation too. Attitude goes a long way towards victory. As we see some of that attitude here from Kavaliku. Good carry for big Suape. Quick play the ball as well. So given some sting in the tail here. The inside ball again from Manukia. So the stage is set here for another assault at the line. Here they come. The blue and white have been looking good. And there is the finish. Spot on. And it's Alo who gets the try. All is well for the West Aucklanders. They will be heading to the final, you get the feeling. With 15 to go, they take it out to 30-6 with a kick to come.
Absolutely. They haven't been down in the good ball position for a while. As soon as they do get there, they execute a beautiful little short kick onto the left edge. And Alo running onto a beautifully timed kick from Jordan Turai. Beautiful timing, onside chase. Pops up beautifully for Alo to go across and score their try. Taking Glenora out to 30 points, a 24-point lead with a conversion to come. But you got to have a look at Bernie Pirinar and his coaching team. They've done a wonderful job with Glenora. Looking a very different side from the side we saw in the corresponding match last year when they were actually third and got barreled out in a 50-point demolishing by Mount Albert. And the far cry from last year's performance.
Well, here's Phil Kingi with the opportunity to add the extras. the extras have been added by this team who've been on fire today. That's try number 6 here for the Glenora Bears. The kick is well wide. Let's go down to you, please, Corey, with your evaluation of what needs to happen here. It would be a monumental comeback if it was to occur. You just don't get the feeling that it's in the mix this afternoon for the Pirates.
No, that's right. I think Glenora just want it more today, simple as that. And look, we saw on the first try, it was an extra effort from Phil Kingy, I think it was, that got them over. And again there, just little efforts off the ball. Glenora have been fantastic at it today, and they get another try out of it there. So hard to see the Pirates coming back now.
Their heads will no doubt dip, but that would be understandable. At least they get a second bite at the cherry, we know that. It looks at this stage it'll be the Pirates and the Hornets doing battle next week. A chance to come through to the final and play the proud blue and white strip of the Glenora Bears.
Be their first grand final for a few years, Dale. It's Brendan Douglas is at 2011, I think it was. They were soundly beaten by Mount Albert that day, but this year's team's looking a very, very different outfit and looking very composed. Good systems and good plays. Players know their roles.
Run the line, Dylan. Wait for the tip thing.
Aaron Booth to take the tip penalty.
Just watch their heads in.
Another one of the very experienced players out on this field is Aaron Booth.
Okay, Dylan,
Been
roll
in
away now.
Fox Memorial for many years. Member of Akarana Falcons as well as the Auckland Premier representative sides as well, along with many of the counterparts on the field today with him.
Kavaliku again with that solid carry.
You've lost it forward. It went into slinger, you've lost it forward.
And the referee well positioned there to make the call too. Into the final 10 minutes. What a game it's been here. 14-0 for the Bears at the halftime break. And 2 minutes after the break, Rayleigh Buchanan scored to kick him out to 20-0. Sure, the Pirates got one back through foul about 5 minutes later, but really it has been an uphill battle for the Point Chevrolet Pirates here in the minor semi-final. Tough day at the office for Zane Pocklington and his Chargers. As we see Dylan Moses, who really has been quiet by his own standards. Dylan, he's been there, but he certainly hasn't been the dominant force that we are used to seeing him be.
Absolutely, we used to see him giving a lot more direction, initiating a lot more plays around the ruck and on the edges. And but certainly by his standards, a very quiet game from Dylan Moses today.
Kapawa, well, they'll get a chance to regroup, to get the feeling that Howard too will be fizzing at an opportunity to go through to the final. Remember, these teams finished first and second. And it's the second place team that's really dominated here this afternoon. Foul. A little jinking run finds him to the 30-metre line. And they might score some tries to make the scoreboard look a little bit more acceptable. The reality is that they have been really outgunned here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think as Corey mentioned as well, just a different attitude from Point Chev today that we're not really used to seeing there. They're usually a lot more confident and a lot more communicative as well. Whereas Glenora today really showed up with a real whole bunch load of enthusiasm and energy today, and it was evident from the opening stanzas in the game today that they came to play and give their best today. That has panned out really well for them, and it looks like they will go through to the grand final with a week off. They'll get the fast track there, so-called easy road. Have a week off.
Wait, mate, this is 4. Hang on.
And Coach Bernie Piranara will no doubt enjoy that time to prepare his team for their first grand final in, I believe, 7 years.
Wait, go, nothing late. Inside, play that.
It's been charged down to by a foul and then retrieved by the Bears. And the team, understandably, not in a hurry to get back. And slow to retreat, the blue and whites. Got a man here who'll do his best with the ball in hand. It's James Tomata. What a great try James scored too.
Hang on.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes into the second half, he's got himself injured here.
Yeah.
And perhaps winded.
The Western Flyer, James Tomata. 90-metre dash. Beautiful try.
It was indeed. Well, Corey, credit where it's due, and both Bertie Perenara and his boys have really come to the party today, and well, they're dancing a merry jig, aren't they?
Tackle 2, boys.
That's right, they've waited a long time for it. Have the Glenora Bears a few years there where they weren't even in the Fox Memorial Premiership Finals, of course, so they get the goal achieved in terms of getting to the big one. They have the week off now, and you know, I dare say, watching keenly next week to see who they'll be facing.
There's Kavaliku.
Off the leg! Wait.
Yeah, Bernie's really matched fire with fire. Point Chev renowned for their forward power. And Bernie's just fronted up with a really strong forward pack today. And as they've gone head-to-head, we have to give it to the Glenora Bears. They've won the battle up front today.
Okay.
Setting a great platform for their halves and their outside backs. Score some wonderful tries this afternoon.
And another penalty as well. What a classy performance it's been here today. Of course, we know that things won't always pan out this way. Next time they meet, it could be a vastly different story, but there's really only been one team in it here this afternoon.
More penalties on the ruck, mate.
Well, that's it in the finals football, Dale. All the season's points are gone. You both got 0 points. You always start the finals on a level footing with your opposition. And as they say, it's on the day.
Raelu Buchanan has been knocked out in that tackle, and everyone's worried about him. I've been impressed by this guy, but that time around he took a shot, and this can make us all look a bit uncomfortable as well. Things are getting a bit heated around it.
Move everyone away.
But first and foremost, the welfare of the player has to take precedence.
It's a surprise to see Harvey in there.
Move away, mate. Give them space. Phil, move everyone away from
A
the
tongue-in-cheek comment too, I note. Well, he copped it from Dylan Moses. Dylan's not normally aggressive in that way, but Raelu just hit the deck
It's
like a
just
stone. I'm pleased he's okay.
It's just unfortunately the way he caught the angle of Dylan's shoulders. Dylan leaned into that tackle. Certainly wasn't a raised arm looking for a head high or anything. Just a good front-on tackle attempt.
Did he lose it at all? So he had control of it? Okay, so we're going to go tackle 1. Yep, okay.
A good call from the referee there.
Right in front of you too, Corey. What did you read into that, mate?
Yeah, and just hoping there's nothing more sinister here for Raelu Buchanan. There was blood straight away coming out of the mouth, so just hoping there's not a jaw injury or anything like that.
Okay? Yep. Pretty sure you don't, mate. Where you go?
And,
Is he going off, is he? Okay, it's tackle 1.
They're up by plenty as well, if that's a wise move.
Absolutely sensible thing to do.
You can have your markers up.
Good to see common sense prevail.
Cool.
He's a good footballer, isn't he? Well, and one thing about Bernie Perenara, he can take guys who don't have a whole lot of self-belief and convince them that they're world beaters. He's got a nice way of managing young talent and giving them the responsibilities to improve their game.
Go, 1.
And we've seen it time and time again. Young guys you never heard of before, and all of a sudden they become like world beaters. So here they are, on the cusp of a wonderful victory against the Point Chevalier Pirates. 5 to play. And here is Swan in possession. We're just 8 metres out from the try line. Rub salt into the wound, another try too from the Westies. There's a very big chance of it as Loaki again puts his imposing figure front and centre. He's 5 metres out from the try line.
He's consistently sucking in 2 and 3 defenders every time. He's such a force, very, very strong player, and he just has to attract that much defence to shut him down. So when you've got 3 players all zooming in on one attacker, there's a hole somewhere on the field, and Glenora has been really astute with picking where those holes are and shifting the ball.
Well, he's an enforcer, isn't he?
Absolutely.
And no doubt Perenara said to him, mate, stand your ground, protect our boys, don't take a backward step. And he's such a hulking sort of physique. But, well, he'll stare down anyone.
Wait, go, 4.
Well, he's got that experience as well. And, you know, that was just a lost ball. And Dylan Moses, sure he was up quickly.
Move now!
Yeah, the ball and the tackler arrived at the same time.
Kurt Bernard, but Ledger here.
How? Release! Go, 1. Stand still! We are, boys.
To the 40 come the Pirates. Moses will take it in.
Stand and square.
Little to be gained, to be honest, at this stage of the game. He runs it hard.
Go, 3.
He might have injured himself too. He'll head off the field. I think he knows it. He's twisted his ankle. It's already heavily strapped.
Stand now.
And we cover the fence across there by the big number 8. Solid as is Kavaliku. Puts a crunching tackle on.
Did a couple of key plays in the last couple of sets. There's Kavaliku there, showing his quality.
Oh! 5 glass.
Loaki.
Wait.
It's Kevin Lock.
Go,
No, he's
nothing
there.
late.
Onto the boot. Loaki with a late tackle. It was really unnecessary. And he goes to help out the man he whacks. I don't know about that.
Okay, press it up again.
Yep.
Kevin, you're here. Hang on a second,
Just
mate.
doing his job, eh?
Wait. Go.
Well, everyone's looking to see where Plahama is.
Lost leg. Stand now.
We'll keep one eye on him and one eye on the ball.
Wait on. Go, 2.
Sio Tamuku copped a shot. But he's an aggressive styled footballer. Reminds me of the attitude of yesteryear.
Wait here.
It was a late tackle. We'll just have a quick look at it though. There's the kick and Eplahami comes in.
Wait. Wait. Go, 3.
And here he comes again.
Off the arm. Here we go. Here's 4. Wait
Kavaliku
on, mate. Go, 4.
leading by example, peeling away his booth. Out it comes to Eplahami. Far side of the field. Inroads as well. That ball's gone back.
5 left.
Fifth and final tackle.
Some nice little
Hang on, boys.
passing between the players on the right edge there as well, the way they're
Go,
passing.
nothing late.
Well, there's Kavaliku. Decides he's got all the skills and puts a kick into the end goal. Not a bad little effort as well from Swape.
Oh, it's just great to see the players enjoying themselves though, isn't it, Dale?
Okay.
He knows
Wait,
that's not
mate,
his role,
wait,
but he's sort of
Kevin.
like
Control.
in the zone at the moment. He's just enjoying the victory, I guess, as the clock winds down into the last minute and a half. Now, it's so like so many props, they always consider themselves to have a few of those half skills.
What do you want me to do, Coach? Can I kick for touch? Hook. Round the outside goes Riki. Reeled in by Alo. And then flung him again.
Had a second attempt at the tackle there.
Here's your mark here. We've dragged them.
Having a bit of a dig. The bench, I guess, for the Bears at the referee is Sewell. Takes it forward
Okay,
to
Aaron,
the
let him go now.
32.
Go.
Remember, this time we have on screen is really from our perspective, the broadcasting perspective. It's not the official timepiece. And as we've moaned about before too, the actual clock here at the ground, well, that's puckaroo. That's dead set broken. That's not much help to us, but we are under starters' orders. And no doubt the officials will keep us posted as to when that hooter comes. Pushing along for Lock and the cut-out ball. It'll be disappointing if Glenora conceded a try late in the game. It might have looked high, but it wasn't anything untoward as Tivnarona has the ball. A chip kick for the other side of the field. The tap on, in fact, it's been touched and knocked on by the Pirates. They're just running through the scoreboard. Kingy after 15. 5 minutes later, Siaki was in with a lovely try to make it 10-0 for the Bears. And Takalua sealed the 14-0 lead at half-time in the 26th minute. Soon after the resumption of play, Riley Buchanan was in to score 20-0. Siolifiao got one back, the man they call Gumby, in the 46th minute. But then 2 tries in the 50th to Taumata and in the 65th to Alo have put that 36 scoreline up. And what a scoreline it reads here in the minor semi-final. The Glenora Bears are heading towards the big dance. And congratulations to Bernie Pitanotta and his squad, all the contributors from physios to management and the whole club. It's a very proud club out there, the Glenora Bears. And to make it through to the Fox Memorial Championship is a fitting finale to the 2017 season. As we see another ball that has been stripped away. The hooter goes in the background. The Glenora Bears are finals bound. And what can only be described as a wonderful semi-final effort. Congratulations to them as you see them all coming in. The high fives are well deserved too. There is a tap here and a conclusion to the game, but a tap and a kick out will be enough. As Swapa Kavaliku kicks the ball into the crowd, the high fives go up. The Bears are going to the big dance.
Yeah, congratulations, Bernie Pirinar and the coaching staff at the Glenora Bears. It's been a big effort from everybody involved. And the players, no doubt, very happy with their work today. Great accomplishment, a great achievement to always get the invitation to the big show. And now they're definitely there. They're confirmed they're in the grand final for 2017.
What a terrific day it's been for the Westies, and they'll be going off at the Glen Eden RSA. Thanks for your message, Joe, to let us know that there are a lot of you clustered together, very proud of this young team. And not so young team too, because they've got some experienced players in there. Some fabulous performances. Kurt Bernard was a man-mountain today, and the inroads that he continued to make on attack was just massively inspiring to his teammates. Swapa Kavaliku as well, what a show he put on for us today. Zach Tippins was exceptional. Phil Kingy and Jordan Tuadai steered this ship with great skill and navigated to ensure that it never hit the rocks. I tell you what, it was a strong showing. And we'll go down and hear from Dylan Moses. A little bit flat today, Dylan, but he has been to the big show before, and they know that now they just have to knock over the Hornets and get a chance to go with another hit out against the Westies. Let's go down and hear from him. Dylan Moses is with Corey Rosser.
Joined by Point Chevrolet Pirates captain Dylan Moses. Dylan, that wasn't the Point Chevrolet side that we've come to know over the last few years. What was missing from your point of view?
I think we just got beaten up in the middle of the parky. We let their middle control the pace of the game, and that's probably why the score is what it is.
Glenora got going in the middle, and it seemed like you'd struggled to control it. Did you see it from that point of view?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I thought they definitely won the middle part of the game, and we got a lot to work on during the week. But that's the beauty of finishing up the top. We live to fight another day, and we'll be better next week.
A few busted bodies, yourself included. I think Tavita Latu as well on the sideline. So do you say plenty of rehab this week?
Yeah, plenty of rehab. We just got to look after ourselves, and that's the good thing about finishing up the top. We get a life, and we'll be better for the run from today.
You're going to take on the Howard Hornets. You would have seen them in action earlier. What do you make of them this year?
I didn't see too much of them earlier, but they're a strong side. Especially in the middle of the park. Played them a couple of weeks ago, and it was a close game. So it's not too much about what they got to offer. We got to look at ourselves and fix ourselves.
Dylan, thanks for joining us. All the best next week.
Too much. Cheers, Brett.
Dylan Moses, he's been there and done that though. Rusty, they're a class outfit. Just a little off the boil today, and by his own admission, he said they were beat up in the middle of the park. Well, with Big Loaki surging, Kavaliku and Bernard. Obviously, some genuinely big men, and they caused them a heap of problems today.
Absolutely, the forwards were outplayed by a better forward pack today, and they admit that. And as Dylan said, they've got to go back and look at themselves. But because of this side being such a strong whakapapa here, a history of success as well, they know what to do. They know how to regroup, and they come back time and time again when the chips are down, and they tend to come back and be successful. So you can't write them off. And Howick will certainly have a big challenge on their hands, as they've already stated, next week to try and make the grand final.
Well, let's go down to Corey, who's with the Glenora captain.
Glenora Bears captain Phil Kingy. Phil, you've been waiting a number of years for this one, back in the Fox final. How does it feel right now?
It feels pretty good at the moment, but that's not the job done yet. We've got to come back and I know play either them or Howick next week, in 2 weeks. So that's the big one for us. Just got to stay in the grind for the next 2 weeks and then come ready next final.
Seemed like mentally you came pumped for it today. Were you impressed with that side of the game?
Yeah, I think so. We're lucky enough to not have put a game down to them today, so we weren't too worried about that. It was about us turning up and just mentally doing what we were supposed to do.
Big boys in the middle got rolling, and then off the back of it, yourself and I guess a couple of others were able to take advantage, get a few tries.
I think our big boys dominated today, and for us, that's our go forward, that's our game. So we stick to what we do, and points come.
What do you do now? You've obviously got the week off. Do you you get a couple of training sessions in, but rest up, I guess, most importantly?
Yeah, obviously the team that gets the week off gets to miss that game in the middle, but we'll be training just as hard and probably just as hard next Saturday as if we were playing.
Phil, congratulations. I know you're going to have a very excited couple of weeks on your hands, but all the best.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
Well, thank you too for your company. We have been watching the minor semi-final, and of course the Glenora Bears are finals bound. What a wonderful performance it was from them. 14-0 at the half-time break. They converted it to a 30-6 full-time result. The Bears too good for the Pirates. The Pirates now up against the Howick Hornets next week. We'll stick around, more to come. The under-17, under-20s finals here, and our big day of finals and semi-finals from Mount Smart number 2 on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the next game in the not too distant future. Thanks for your company here. Live streamed action on Auckland Rugby League's website.